This is another round pretty well played by you guys. Again, we're just gonna go through some of the mistakes and what you should be looking for during the match. The other team is just so bad. It's just so terrible. At least from a fundamental point of view. I don't know how good they were with their characters. But oh, wrong team. Again, at the beginning of the match, the first thing you want to look for is space. You're coming at the exact same speed, so if you get there before they do, you usually get to keep it. Or at least they'll have to challenge you for it, which is better than you having to challenge them. Like Greg, like going straight to the middle, that's a decision. You could also go to the high ground. I'm not saying you have to, right? This is a personal choice type of thing. You go up there, you could go here, you could go over there. Obviously, I'd rather the tanks be up front, but you're faster, so it's up to you. You have a Daredevil, whatever. You got the space first. Even if it's not unlocked, now they have to push in past you for it. Alondra gets picked here by this guy. Um, this oh, you're trying to kill from afar. Okay, well maybe you just didn't know they had a Daredevil. But obviously you want to be with your team here because Rocket has ult. So if he could save you with his ult, unfortunately if you're too far, he can't save you. But that's a positioning thing. We're not worried about that. At least not in this video. You do your ult here. I fuck with this ult heavy. Why? Because they don't have support ults. They have nothing to challenge it with, and it gives everybody a damage boost, so it's easier to win the fight. I'd rather push in with a rocket ult than say a cloak ult, and combine the rocket ult with either somebody else's ult or just telling everyone we're about a rocket ult, so that way they could go on the offense. Because this gives you a 40% damage boost. That's like fucking insane. You can usually kill if you're good. You could usually kill the teams before they could break it. Others asking for peels here, but everybody gets there too late. She already dies. However, they get picks on a DPS, both DPSs. This is really good. When you kill DPSs on defense, you're about to be in defense. Now you're in defense. When you kill DPSs on defense, it reduces their kill power by a lot. You get to survive longer. Let's see. Elliot taking an off angle. I fuck with this. He's staying in the zone. This is so good. Now, can anybody tell me what's wrong with this end result? What's wrong with this end result? Well, I'll tell you. She's on offense, and she used her her ult to try to push. And unfortunately, she not only did she not do it on point, but the problem with doing it using Invis ult to push, there's no extra damage. You don't do extra damage with this. They're not more likely to die. You're just more likely to survive, and you need to kill them. If you don't kill them, you don't get anything out of this. So personally, if I had a support ult here, which you guys don't, but let's say Rocket had ult. Let's say Rocket had ult. I would not match this. I would tell guys, let's kite this. That's another video I have to make, kiting. A kite, effectively, just to make it short and sweet, is when the opposite team does a support ult, and instead of matching it, you give up space and you survive. So, for example, if this was a rocket ult and we were afraid of dying, and we were like, guys, let's kite this. Everybody would run either over here, over here, over here, and maybe even let them take the point, and then push with your support ult back. Elliot is going into the invis ult. No fear. As long as bro survives, I guess it's fine. But this is good. You guys are kiting this. This is really good. He dies. Eh. I mean, this was definitely an unnecessary death, but you could probably understand why. I don't need to harp on it. Greg does his ult here. You see what they did? This is what they should have done instead of the invis ult. Ripping a bunch of offensive ults to either force your support ults, right? Or to just win the point. So on offense, they actually did a decent job here, especially since Elia and Loki gifted them, a pick. Um, by the way, I'm sorry if I'm being like more mean. I remember thinking in the last video before this, I was like, was I a little mean in that one? And honestly, it's because I'm getting more comfortable making these videos, and I see that you guys are open to criticism, and I don't know if you're listening to me, but it looks like you're taking into consideration what I say, and you guys are making adjustments for that. Like when I saw Eliel over here instead of in there before the support ult, I was like, oh, okay, he knows not to go in there. That's really good. So I'm sorry if I'm being a little harsh. Like I never want to. Again, I always say this, but I never want to come off like I know better than somebody else. I just want to give my thoughts, and whether you listen to it or not, that's your choice. And whatever you choose, I'm okay with that. You know. Like if you completely disagree with me and you disregard everything I say, that's your choice, and you're completely able, and I respect your decision, right? I'm never gonna I'm like if I'm in a match and I see you guys make a mistake that I told you about, I'm never gonna be like, yo, didn't I tell you? That's not me, you know? All right, but I'm getting off topic. Again, in this scenario, you basically lost the fight, but hold it as long as you can so you can get that sweet, sweet percent. Melee God is doing just that, and so is Naze, whatever. I keep forgetting everyone's name, sorry. Ult, Rocket Ult. I'm not against doing this Rocket Ult. It's unfortunate you got killed for it. It would have been nice if they cloak ult here, but it's whatever. Getting percentage. Rocket died, but everybody, there's still plenty of people left. I fuck with this ult. Oh my god, I really fuck with this ult. he didn't tech he technically comboed it with this. He didn't get the damage boost, but he comboed it with it because everyone else had the damage boost, and the pressure was just too much, and you got a bunch of kills for it. Pretty good, pretty good. Pulled cloak out of the wall. I saw that clip earlier. That was a pretty nasty clip. Really good work. Right here, really good defense. Really good defense. All right, let me speed it up for the next fight. I think I do see a mistake after this. Because this is my second time watching it now. I can't remember exactly what it was. They switched to Angela. I don't care. This Angela is terrible. Okay. I think I can slow it down here. Again, Greg, like you're posted up where you could only get value once your team starts losing the fight. You could go over here and shoot them. Boop, boop. Go here. You're still relatively close to your team. You could get healing. You can get healing up there too, but just showing you some other angles you could take. Go up here. If you're really daring, I think the staircase is over there. This is not a positioning guide, but I'm just letting you know really quick. You could go in here, like really sneaky, like because you could peek low key. And if you see the tanks push, you see the supports, onk, secondary, and they probably die. But yeah, what's wrong with the support ult? What's wrong with the support ult? Unless she was gonna die, this is a terrible ult. This is such a terrible ult. Such a bad ult. I would have calmed like, yo, Iron Fist, do your ult, right? Because the Iron Fist ult is more likely to get kills. Oh, they do. Right. Obviously, the Lundra should have ripped her ult here, and I think she tried. I think she just did it a little late, right? Like, she shouldn't be scared of the squirrels, but personally, if I saw this, I would just rip it. She tried to blind him, try to do some damage to him. But yeah, unfortunately, she got killed right before it. We all know this was a mistake here, and I'm sure she was like beating herself up about it. We all know she should have done it a little bit earlier, but it happens. You know, it happens. I don't know why you did your ult here. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why you did your ult here because they had the support ult, and then you die. Okay, so some slight misplays here, but again, those aren't game losing plays. Eliel, Greg, um, you guys, everybody's dead. You guys are gonna have to reset soon. You might as well down the point to get more percent. Like Greg, right here, you should have been. Well, I think you lucky try, Greg. You should have like thrown your grappling hook right here, and then done your gliding thing onto point, so you could get another 5, 6, 7, 8, 9%, right? And get to 99. If you get to 99, you're golden. You guys don't, just keep that in mind. Again, like the reason you want to die on point is to get more percent. The longer you're on point, the more percent you get. Now that they have the point, you are on offense. It's time to reset and do a big, strong push instead of this. If I was Rocky here and it was time to reset, I wouldn't even heal him. I wouldn't even heal him unless he has a chance of escaping, which he kind of doesn't. Right. Okay. I like when this happens though. Even though you made the mistake of like not dying on point and not resetting, it's fine. I would rather you guys died relatively quickly, right? And that's fine because that when everybody dies at the same time, it forces a reset instead of daggers, and I like that. Okay. Everyone's nice and reset. Time for a push. Melee God knows not to push without his team. He's playing right here, where he could get cover. Not bad. Not bad. Pushed in a little deep without his team, but again, he's coming back. He's not doing anything crazy. I fucked with this. Really good. Really good. A little offensive, but if this is your play style, then it's fine, because you're not dying. So, it's fine. Yeah. Waiting for the rest of your team, really good. Really, really good. Let me get a better angle. Greg gets a pick. Greg gets 2 picks. Time to push. And you're capturing the point. If I was invis, I would at least die on point, or try to touch it, or tell my tanks to touch it. Look at this. You're getting off the point here as a tank. Why? Why? Die on point. Get that percentage. I think the other team is a better example of what you should do because they're doing such a bad job. Kill her. Kill her. Like, straight up just kill her. Nice. Really good. They get the overtime. Again, right here, I would either like fight tooth and nail to get everybody's supports. I mean, to get everybody's ults, and then go for a big push. Or if it's winnable, which it is because they're staggered, I would start ripping ults. I would not be against Greg ripping his ult here to kill her faster. I'm not against Eliel bouncing in this room if he can. I'm not against him just ulting so that way nobody gets any healing. Positioning thing. If I make a positioning video, when you're Magneto and you know Cloak has ult, always go to the, do not be that close, do not be close to her because when she ults, she'll just dash away from you. You'll never be able to reach her. But again, that's a positioning video where I'm not gonna do that yet. But look at this. Even though they did Cloak ult, because they're so staggered, it doesn't matter. Oh, that was crazy. Elliot holding space here. Not bad, not bad. I would play right here though, so you get healing. Boom, bouncing in the room, perfect. Pretty good, pretty good. But hopefully you guys got a good understanding of what you should do on offense compared to defense. Defense on point as long as you can. It doesn't matter if you're a DPS, a support, die on point because every like 1%, 2%, 3%, 4, 5%, all that shit matters. Like, you guys ever see those raccoons who are like the last ones left and they're just spinning around this thing in the middle? And it's so fucking annoying because it's hard to kill them. A raccoon doing that might get like 10, 50% just because it takes them so long. They heal themselves, they jetpack. Like, same thing for Fantastic. He's here, he's doing a shield, he's backshotting this guy, then backshotting somebody else, so it's hard to kill him. It's hard to hit him, I'm sorry. And if you're doing that on defense, right, you already have the point, you're getting that percent up. If you're doing it on offense, you're throwing. There's no point. There's no reason to hold the point on offense. I don't have it saved, and I wish I did, but I have this clip of Jensen when he was learning Rogue, and it was a situation like this. You guys are. Let's pretend like Jensen is blue team, and you guys are red team. His whole team was dead. He did not have the point captured. They had like let's say instead of you guys are at 99. Let's pretend you guys were at 30%. His entire team was dead, and Jensen went like this. He was on Rogue, and he went like this. He went in here, he went up here, he did the 2 kicks, and then he said he did his ult. What's wrong with him doing ult on offense by himself? The problem with that is that the enemy's team's percent was going up while he was ripping his ult and just fighting on point for no fucking reason. Like, what I wish I could show you guys the clip. I don't have it saved. I actually have a clip on Convoy of a cap doing the same thing. But he's fighting, and the enemy percent is going up. And I told him, I was like, dude, you are the reason you lost that game. And he didn't like that. He was really offended. He was trying to tell me, like, no, I was trying to hold point. I'm like, dude, what point are you holding? Look at the screen. The enemy's percentage is going up. And then it took him a while, but eventually he was like, oh, I get it now. You don't want to hold point on offense. On offense, reset. Fight with your team. One big push. There's no such thing as holding on offense. There's no such thing. And that's kind of what she's doing. You guys are already at 99, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, like on offense, there's no holding. There's only taking, and you want to take the point. You only use your ults on offense in a fight that's winnable, right? You don't solo ult the whole team when you're on offense. It's stupid. If he was on defense, right, and his percent was going up, and he was the only one alive, I would be okay with him ripping his ult because his points would be going up. All right. Hope this video wasn't. I don't think I explained it amazingly well, but I think with enough examples, I think you guys got the right idea. So I think I'm gonna call it here. Again, to summarize, if you're on defense, die on point. Get that percent at the top of the bar. That's why whenever you guys are playing with me, and when we're all like dying, I'm like, guys, die on point, die on point. And whenever we're on offense, I'm like, reset, 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 reset. The reason why is because on offense, you need to take the point, and you can only do that with a fair 6v6. And on defense, it doesn't matter if it's a 1v6 because as long as you're on the point, you're getting points on domination. On defense, it's time, which is basically the same thing in a different font. But okay, I hope that guys helped you guys improve. I hope you guys know the difference between offense and defense. This was a really, really good game. You guys won this game, and I think you deserved it. There were small mistakes here and there, but no game's going to be perfect. The only mistakes you shouldn't be making are the fundamental ones, the rules of the game ones. The rules of the game are, if you're on defense, survive as long as you can. If you're on offense, group up, one big push. All right. I think that's it. Goodbye, guys.